Hey earners, in this video we are unpacking the findings from the first competition video that was meant for account executives, which you can see in the tile right here. Go ahead and click that one if you haven't seen it yet. This video here is an unpacking those findings for managers.
Revenue leaders, what is up? So let's unpack what we learned over there about competition. First of all, as a manager, this is another key focus area for you where you need to do some of the heavy lifting for your staff. Do you remember how I told them that they need to sign up for Google Alerts and they need to sign up for a LinkedIn profile, an Instagram profile, a Twitter profile, solely dedicated to following your competition? Well, guess what? We want you to do that as well. I don't care how busy you think you are as a sales manager, it is tougher to be an IC. It just is. So I need you to make sure you're synthesizing these findings just as much as they are. Just because your whole staff should be taking these actions does not mean for a single second that you yourself shouldn't have access to the same information. In fact, if you are in a sales management role, it's probably because you're a good coach and mentor. Your ability to take in this information and help the group figure out how we can use it is very unique. So if you're not taking this exact same step as your rep, they're not going to follow through with it because they're going to think that they know more than you. They always are in constant quest to make sure that they know at least as much as you do. You have to make sure the team feels that you are in this fight with them against the competition. Otherwise, you're going to demotivate your own staff. Number two, every single time you have a meeting, it is important that your team is on edge. On edge, not in a bad way, on healthy edge, where we have discussed openly and honestly that we need to know what's going on with the competition and how we are going to acknowledge, give credit, and act a little bit confused. Put everyone on notice that to start the team meeting, we're going to rapid fire, pick 3 competitors, and you're gonna pick someone at random from the room and say, okay, competitor X, go. Competitor Y, go. Competitor Z, go. How do we acknowledge, give credit, and act a little bit confused? Give them the scenario. Our client wants to make more sales and it's competitor X. This organization has cited that they need to completely digitally transform their business and it's competitor Y. Go. Make sure that everyone knows that we're kicking off every meeting and we need to be sharp and locked in on how to acknowledge, give credit for something that they're doing, and act a little bit confused as it relates to the business issue. This is how you're going to make sure that people stay sharp on this because they know at any given time you can inspect it. And we know they only respect what you inspect. Final step on handling competition as a manager is to make sure that you double down on the confusion with your rep. By the time that you as a manager are probably introduced to a sale at any given juncture, hopefully your rep has already done a really good job. And the reason you're even involved is because this is pretty close to closing. However, we need to make sure that we get this over the line. Before you head into that engagement, if it's a competitive deal, discuss with the rep what confusion points have you used. When your client brought up the competition and you said, well, I'm a little bit confused actually though, because you said that your goal was this and they're a little bit more known for that. And what kinds of questions did you arm them with for them to go ask the competition? You can actually bring forward the exact same confusion points, and in fact, I recommend it. You should also bring out the same 3 questions that your rep brought out, and I also recommend that. You might be saying to yourself, well, that doesn't make sense, they've already done that. That's what makes it more authentic and real. When they hear in chorus the same thing from you that they've been hearing from your rep for the last 3 months about why, based on what they said they're looking to do, you're a little confused why that competitor is an option, and also give them these 3 points that you might want to ask that competitor. That now has raised the credibility bar to a whole new level of saliency where they're like, wow, those 3 things must really be an issue because this manager is just ripping it right off just like the other rep did. So like, this must be well known in the industry. However, you could never know that if you don't take the 30 seconds before the call to ask the rep, what 3 questions did you tell them to make sure that they go inspect with that competitor? And how are you acting kind of confused that this competitor is even an option based on their business issue? That's it, revenue managers. It is that simple. Make sure that you get in the boat with your team and keep rowing towards the goal. Make sure you're aligned on the message that they have been delivering to differentiate from the competition, and making sure that you're saying the exact same thing because that is going to make it finally come to life for the prospect. As is always the case, tough times for sales managers don't last, tough sales managers do. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We will see you on the next one.